Are you ready, Monarch fans? It's time for the Old Dominion Football Show with Bruce Rader and Coach Bobby Wilder. Sponsored by Town Bank.
It will be remembered as the win that wasn't. A botched call on a last-minute interception by Old Dominion allowed East Carolina a chance to kick a last-second field goal and steal a win away from the Monarchs. Was it a devastating loss or a play that will rally ODU as they get set for a big game against Coach Lane Kiffin and his Florida Atlantic team this weekend? Let's find out. The Old Dominion Football Show starts now. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. Following that gut-wrenching loss at East Carolina, and first, Coach, this is what the fans that didn't attend the game saw on TV.
Herring, pressure's on. Uh-oh! Intercepted! Did he get his foot down?
I think he did.
What a play! Oh, they said he was juggling the ball.
With ECU needing a field goal to win, it looked as if Justice came up with an interception to end the Pirates' final drive, but the ref said he bobbled the ball and stepped out of bounds, allowing ECU to drive towards what would be the winning field goal. Coach, take us through that moment, and how did you explain it to your players?
Well, what we all saw in real time was we thought it was a catch. Now, it was on the far side of the field, so obviously we think it's a catch, but then they show it on the Jumbotron. We all look up and see it and see the catch, see him take the ball and tuck it away. What the official 20 yards away ruled as a bobble, we saw as he tucked it away. So now it's upstairs, and we're thinking replay's going to overturn it. I'm with Brian Scott, our offensive coordinator. Let's get our victory team out there. We're going to take a knee, think a couple plays, and the game's over. Well, it takes about 5 minutes, Bruce. They're going through it, so we're thinking, okay, they're getting ready to overturn the call, and then they don't. And trying to explain that after the game, Bruce, there are no words as a coach that you can get in the locker room and say to your team that's going to change how they feel. What I did point out was we had a 4th and 10 on that drive. We didn't stop them. We had the ball twice on offense. We could have won it, so we didn't have to let it get to the officials. But still, that doesn't take away from how disappointed everybody felt.
Like the Virginia Tech upset, you trailed 4 times during the game, but then you came back to take the lead in the final minutes.
Yeah, that's what I'm so proud of this football team. It was almost exactly the same script. We trailed 4 times. We just kept coming back. We never let them out of our sight. We had a couple big interceptions by Sean Carter and Justice Davila when we were down a touch that the offense converted to points and we tied them. And then we got to the 4th quarter, took the lead not once but twice in this game in the 4th quarter. So the way we approached this game, Bruce, the momentum we used from beating a nationally ranked team to go into East Carolina, very proud of our players.
So obviously there was no football hangover after that big Virginia Tech win.
Not at all. I didn't feel it. I felt confidence gained from the momentum of the win. I felt our players understanding, Bruce, what I had been telling them from week 1, that if we play 4 quarters of football, competitive football, doing our job, we're coaching well, they're playing well, that we can play with and beat anybody on our schedule. And they took that mindset down to East Carolina, which is a difficult place to go on the road and win. Our guys had that mindset going into this game.
You scored 35 points, but your offensive line gave up 9 sacks. Poor Blake LaRussa. I mean, you got to protect the franchise. And he's got all these big play guys that he can go to. Duhart, Isaiah Harper, Travis Fulgham, and especially Jonathan Duhart.
Yeah, those guys you mentioned are playing at a high level. And speaking to our offensive line, excellent front by East Carolina. They're a top 20 defense in the nation, and we just did not block well in certain passing situations, Bruce. To give up 9 sacks, that's very uncharacteristic of our offensive line. I know they'll play better going into this Florida Atlantic game. Blake is playing at a high level right now. You mentioned the wideouts. Duhart's playing as good as any wide receiver in the country. Harper with a 49-yard touchdown on a double move. Good to see that. We need more of it. And Fulgham, a diving catch in the end zone. He's playing at a high level. So protect a little bit longer, Bruce, and keep getting the ball to our playmakers.
My observation, special teams, check. Defense, maybe not its best game.
No, it certainly was not. We knew going into this game, they've thrown the ball for over 300 yards on everybody. We knew that's what East Carolina does. We did not play well enough, Bruce, in some critical situations. I mentioned the 4th and 10. We had a number of other areas that we broke down that we need to get fixed. 2 big interceptions, 2 big turnovers. Sean Carter with a 75-yard interception return. We get the ball on the 5-yard line, tied at 14. Justice Davila in the 3rd quarter pick, returned 28 yards. We score to take the lead. O'Shane Zimenez is playing at a first-round draft choice level. 7 tackles, a sack. Geronda Hall, the freshman quarter, Lawrence Garner. So we've got guys that are playing well, Bruce. We've got to collectively play better defensively.
And now that Conference USA game that everybody has been waiting for, down at Florida Atlantic, and they are a very good team.
They are, and I told our players this needs to be payback for us. They beat us by 30 at our place last year, Bruce. In a game we gave up 453 yards rushing, 37 missed tackles.
And they ran the ball well.
Ran the ball extremely well, and we turned it over 4 times on offense and still had 28 points and 450 yards. So we've never lost there. I told our guys we're 2-0 there. We need to make it 3-0 there.
And those conference wins are very important.
Huge. Those are big. You're right, Bruce. And we need to get one to get some momentum going.
All right. Saturday, the conference game that a lot of people had talked about is coming up. And when we come back, defensive tackle Miles Fox in the 1-minute drill. Don't go away.
Welcome back to the Old Dominion Football Show. I'm Nathan Epstein with the 1-minute drill, and the senior, Miles Fox, joins us. So the last time you were here, we talked about the Falcons and the Super Bowl.
This year's the year. I'm calling it right now. Falcons are going to the Super Bowl.
Give me a team and give me a score.
I'll say Jaguars. I'll say 28-14.
What do you do when you're not playing football? What's the thing you enjoy most when you're not playing football?
I love going to the movies. I go to the movies probably every weekend.
What's the last one you saw?
I went to go see Black Klansman.
What's the last movie you cried at?
I'll just say Marley and Me. That's one everyone cries at, I feel like.
We've asked a couple of your teammates this as well. Do you have any karaoke songs in there that have been waiting to be released on any kind of a Miles Fox album?
I'll give you one. Sunny days, everybody loves them, but tell me, baby, can you stand the rain?
That actually was pretty good. Describe to me the thing that scares you the most.
I hate worms.
So when you go fishing, if you ever go fishing, then you just keep them away.
That's why I don't go fishing.
What is your best memory of being on the Old Dominion football team?
Definitely going to the Bahamas Bowl, being the first team, be able to do that, cherishing the memory of my teammates and coaches and everything. That was definitely a great time.
Miles Fox has passed the 1-minute drill. Miles, why don't you say goodbye to the Monarch Nation?
All right, 12 Monarchs. See you later.
Coach Miles Fox from Lawrenceville, Georgia. Quite a player.
He is. Communications major, sports management minor, getting the 2nd degree. He's had a turf toe, Bruce, which just slowed him down a little bit. This is his 3rd year starting. He's been an outstanding player for our program.
Uh-oh. He's probably going to go after my job, although he may want to try.
He will. That was pretty good.
He might want to try the voice.
Well, you and I both cried at Marley and Me, so we got something in common with
Everybody cried at Marley and Me. We'll be right back. Welcome back. I'm Bruce Rader along with Coach Bobby Wilder. Now, there have been reports this week that you are considering redshirting your sophomore quarterback, Stephen Williams. What's the latest on that?
There are. We've had conversations with Stevie, with his parents, with his coach, and he played in 4 games, Bruce. So when Blake took over as the starter of Virginia Tech game, started week 5, East Carolina, the plan with Stevie is that if something were to happen with Blake, whether it's performance, health, he would play, as we still have at this point 6 games to go, or 7 games to go, I'm sorry. Now, if we get in a situation, Bruce, where it's a game we're winning, there's a blowout late, and we pull Blake, we would play one of the other 2 quarterbacks, Drayton or Jonah. But at this point, we would like to not have him play the remainder of the season unless he absolutely has to.
Explain to us again the new redshirt rule and what you think about it.
Yeah, good question. I love this new rule. What this means is, for example, Stevie Williams, who played as a true freshman last year, still has the ability to redshirt. Well, now you can play in up to 4 games in a season and still be a redshirt. So it's not just all the freshmen we have right now, Bruce. All 30 of these freshmen, all of them can play in 4 games. Game 1, 6, 9, 12, play in 4 or less, and you get the redshirt back. Or if you're somebody like Stephen Williams, who's in their 2nd, 3rd, 4th year, you still have the ability to redshirt. It gives them 1 more year of college. That's another year academically. And the rule, Bruce, was put in place for freshmen. Studies have shown that freshmen that are involved with playing football do better academically.
And they don't have to just sit out an entire year
Correct.
when they really want to play football.
Yeah, especially you played your whole life. Now you go to college and you're not playing. It's a different experience, particularly socially and academically.
Well, that's great. All right, Old Dominion travels down to Boca for a 5 o'clock game against Florida Atlantic. Coach, good luck.
Appreciate it.
All right, and we will see all of you back here next Wednesday and every Wednesday night at 10:45 for the Old Dominion Football Show, and you can always watch it on wavy.com. Good night, everybody.
Have a great night.